as well?
Yeah, we have literally we're driving around the city dropping off food boxes. And then we've also hosted and co-sponsored with First AME to do their food bank and pass out food. Like we I know that myself and some of the other African American legislators and Latino legislators, we're very much at the ground level.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do. If somebody calls me with a need, it's hard for me to not handle that need because people are in deep need, right? You just have to, shoot me a text and then I'm able to figure out how to do it. You know what I'm saying? If it's impossible, like I got a call, there's someone whose brother has cancer, but he's serving a life sentence. Okay. And they wanted compassionate release. Now, the director came back and said, because he's serving a life sentence, it doesn't allow compassionate release. But so I was just like, well, what about some other kind of plan that we can have for this family? So now we're talking about them being able to visit him in hospice. Oh, that's nice. Not just go to the prison and watch him die, right? And so that's what the family's working on. So I loop them into that conversation so they can have that conversation.
Wow. Now, what would you suggest to those that are listening and going to be listening later, and those that are listening right now? The importance of the primary away from the general vote.
So the primary is super, super important because this is where you have the contest, which is so early vote ends tomorrow. So this is the last day for early vote. You can mail in your ballot as long as your ballot is postmarked by, the 11th. You're good, you're solid, but we need you to take your ballot off of the kitchen table and turn it in. Drop it off at any of the voting centers. Mail it in, which is walk to the central mailbox that we all have. If you're in an older home, then you're just walking to the edge of the mailbox. If you're one of the seniors, get your grandbaby to take that ballot and walk it to the end of the driveway and put it in the mailbox. We know sometimes it's super hot and we don't want to be outside, but I need you. I need you this election cycle to send me back to the Senate. I'm not one of those candidates who doesn't do the work. I've been doing the work. I've been committed and I have been showing up and proving that I care and that I'm committed to you, committed to your voice, committed to bringing your issues. What I want to do in the future, I have such a huge agenda. Like if I can't carry this agenda forward, it's gonna be a problem. I'm trying to focus on how to get arthritis treated. We have stem cell therapy that is now available for arthritis, osteoarthritis, and these therapies are not there. What family member doesn't have arthritis? What family member doesn't need some form of intervention to try to and take advantage of that? I want to try to figure out how to make sure that grandparents who are taking care of their daughters or sons or cousins' children, that the money just doesn't go to the foster families across the town, but to them. That's a gap in the system. Yes. There's also an issue in the system where we are literally triple and double medicating our foster children, and that the more complex the diagnosis is, the more valuable they are to the system. And I was told that if you take this on, that's a $1 billion industry. They're gonna come for you. I said, well, I done already been came for. They coming for me now. So that fight of watching our children be overly medicated so somebody can get what they call them crazy checks.
Right.
Is crazy. I mean, because not only are you using your child, but that's a symptom of poverty. Yes. And I want to take on some of the symptoms. I've been taking on the symptoms of racism, right? I took on the Crown Act, which was discrimination for hair in schools, for our children in the workplace. I took on, an employer putting a false record in your employee file so they could try to fire you. I took that on in 2019. I took on trying to make sure that when we have promotions and what they were doing in fire and police, they were score tampering.
Oh, wow.
And I made that a felony.
Oh, wow.
And then I took on that if you're going to do any kind of promotional, you need to have a third party. You need to have a neutral person who's going to judge the standards, then crack the glass ceiling. because it's time out.
Ladies and gentlemen, here you have it. A quick synopsis of what has been done and what will be done if you get out to the polls and do your part. And I'm not looking, and I don't think Miss Senator Neal is looking to do a runoff. I believe she's looking to go in where she don't even have to go out November. So if you do your part, which is what your rightful duty are, remember the balancing judgment, justice and judgment resides on God's throne. Do your part and be just to your forefathers that have already passed away for the shedding their blood for your vote. We out. We love you. Go in peace and Jesus.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
All right.
You see how Facebook responded. Looked like somebody tried to black me out. But